Hey guys, and welcome to my Tuesday look. So today it's the 1910s. Now I've been doing a little bit of research. Now obviously I've been away on my holidays, so it's been a little bit short notice. So I've done it on my glossy notes. Yay! Excuse my crazy writing. So I've been learning lots about the 1910s, and so here we go. So the makeup look we learned last week in the 1900s was I'm not wearing any makeup. Yes, I am. So the 1910s was a little bit of that too, because you still had the husbands, you still had the fathers going, excuse me, what are you doing wearing that? So there was still that little bit of secretive, not until the 1920s when you had the flapper girl and it was all the rage. But the 1910s was a marked improvement forward, and we all needed that improvements so that we got to where we are today. But it was slow. So there was women still inclined to be saying, I'm not wearing any makeup. Yes, I am. So that was still happening, especially in homes maybe where they were the hostesses. But the vamp look was becoming a massive look in Hollywood, and they helped for when other makeup brands were bringing in products. The vamp look in Hollywood made sure that people, women, were going, I want to look like her. And it was the vampy look. So it was the dark eyes and the red lips. So there was definitely a progress forward. So in 1909, Max Factor created their first studio. That was Max Factor in 1909. And Max Factor actually created the word makeup. So he was the one who created that whole word. Max Factor, who created the word makeup, who created the first kind of eyeshadow, was doing the vampy look in Hollywood. He created makeup with the tagline, you can look like a Hollywood starlet too. So he had a total advertising plan that women could sit and watch their favourite movie icon and say, I could look like her too. Just buy the products from Max Factor. Pretty clever. Max Factor also went on to create a lip gloss and an eyebrow pencil as one of the first people to do it. So that's quite exciting. And he was the inventor of the pancake foundation, and that was in 1914. So great, so we're going to be using our foundation. So this time it actually is true. So we're using a pancake foundation, and I'm using a really, really thick foundation with our Urban Decay like last week. They also created the first eyeshadow, and that was using henna. So it was like a really dark kind of look, a real smoky dark look. And when eye makeup was applied, it was applied quite heavily, like the vampy looks of Hollywood. And Vogue started the trend using henna to outline the eyes, so it was making that dark, sultry kind of look. And then in 1917, Maybelline was created, and they created the first mascara. And the reason why I said a little bit of this in my last video, his sister Maybelle had used coal dust and Vaseline to make a mascara. So he first of all created the mascara because he got the idea from his sister, and he called it Lash in Brow Line, and that was a setback. That wasn't very good. So his name was T.L. Williams, by the way. And so it was a local hit, the mascara, and he called himself the Lash and Brow Line, but that just wasn't cutting it. So he decided he would use his sister's name, Maybelle, and the Vaseline that she had been using with her mascara and the coal dust, and they put it together and made Maybelline. I thought that was really cool. So I used a white liner the other day, and that was by Maybelline, and there you go. In 1917, there's T.L. Williams. That's amazing. I just love that kind of history. I think that's so exciting. So yeah, we've got Maybelline, we've got Max Factor, we've got Arden, Elizabeth Arden, and a few people stepping out of the woodwork and coming together. But obviously, and the vampy look in Hollywood and Vogue. So this trend is starting to kick off, it's starting to do things. But then you'd still have the conservative girls who were obviously with their fathers or their husbands, and maybe being a little bit more conservative. But I'm going to go along the lines of the vampy look from Hollywood and just go for it and see what comes out. Because obviously the girls were just heavy-handed and going for it and just starting out in makeup. That's me. So we'll just do that. Lipstick. I had to look a little bit to find out what was lipstick. I didn't know anything about it. And there's a little bit of a bone of contention about lipstick and who created it. So supposedly there was a guy called Maurice Levy, and he invented a roll-up stick of lip wax in a metal tube. But this didn't take off until the 20s, and it was tried in 1915 but patented in 1923. So that kind of lipstick wasn't really big in the 1910s. So I think it was still that stain rouge, but also up until the First World War, the colours came in tubs or on a stick, and it was wrapped in paper. And they took that and they made the shades from carmine, which is a red colourant from beetles, from a cochial beetle. Yay, but I think that's still used or something. I'm sure it is. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously that lipstick was, so they had the little thing on the stick. Elizabeth Arden, Max Factor, they started to produce their own lipsticks with their own secret colours and their own secret ingredients. And then obviously the lipstick in a tube would be patented in 1923, and that's the lipstick that we know today in the tube. Roll it up, there you have it. So this little guy was patented in 1923. Bone of contention who actually invented it, but yay, thank you, because I love it. So Selfridges was opened in 1909, the counter where you could actually go in and sample some of these cosmetics and maybe take them home. But these weren't things that were cosmetics that were going to go in your bag. In the 1920s, that's when it all kicked off, and we're getting little sample sizes or little sizes to pop into your bag, and you can take around with you and reapply as you go. And that was just as makeup was becoming more acceptable. Okay, so let's crack into it. So we're gonna go, I've primed my face, so we're gonna go with the Urban Decay because pale was still the way to go. Women still wanted pale complexions, and hiding some of the freckles and the blemishes, and to give this youthful complexion. Okay, so that's just my Urban Decay. I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow, and we're going to use the Morphe palette 350, and I'm just going to go in with this dark brown at the bottom, like a henna kind of colour, and we're just going to apply okay, and now we're going to go with the henna style kind of eyeliner, and how they would try to outline their eyes with the henna. And that's just using the eyeliner pencil that I got from Primark. Okay, so I'm going to use the Manica Dar pressed powder just to give us a little bit more whiteness for that youthful complexion. So I'm now going to, obviously ladies would pinch, but they wouldn't maybe wear as much brown eyeshadow, so we're still going for the vampy look. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Lord and Berry. So pressed powders were starting to be seen, but pressed blushes were a way to go yet, I think in the 20s. So we're not going to have any pressed blushes. So we would have the rouge, or you would have beet juice. So I'm just going to use a little bit. And as lipstick wasn't patented until 1923, so we'd still be using like a little stick or a pot of rouge. I'm just going to pop it on my lips too. And eyebrows, I didn't see anything about eyebrows, so I'm guessing eyebrows were natural. Now we're going to go on to hair, and hair was kind of curly, so I'll be back with you very soon. Okay, so the 1910s would have in the hair would have been curly, wispy, and you maybe would have worn a great big hat over the top of this, but all I have is this. So I've just done it a little bit curly and a little bit messy. So yeah, that is my 1910s look. I've just added a little jacket just to be a little bit conservative up here, but in some of the pictures it wasn't really that conservative. So I was quite surprised. Now, the last bit, in homage to Maybelline and T.L. Williams' little sister Maybelle, I'm going to do the mascara. So 1917, this was the mascara. Now, how much easier was that than Vaseline with coal dust? Thank you for joining me on this video on the 1910s. It was a little bit of a mismatch with 1910s because there's lots of mixed information on the internet about it. And then there's obviously people who were still conservative. There was the middle ground. Then there was the people in Hollywood doing the vampy looks. But the most important parts to learn about the 1910s that I found were things like Max Factor opening a first studio in 1909, Selfridges counter opening up, you can try out products. 1917, the first mascara. Well, there was mascaras, but this was a major breakthrough. Lots of other things that was exciting. Somebody's cutting their grass. But yeah, so this was these 10 years was the start of people trying things out, being a little bit daring, and the 1920s was about to erupt and go a little bit crazier. Alright, so thank you for joining me on this 1910 makeup look. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got lots of information there and it was interesting for you. I absolutely loved learning about it. It's been really good fun, and I can't wait till the 1920s next week. So exciting. Alright, so thank you again. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you want to subscribe, that would be fantastic. And yeah, have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing. Alright, take care of yourself. Bye.